Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Puram Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu.
Hari Om Namah Shivaya.
We're so happy today. Of course, we're at the presence of Guruji, and today he's here. It's been quite a while since he's here. And of course, tonight also we have our special guests, and we are very much honored to have Pandit Vamadeva Shastri, who's known also as Dr. David Frawley, a very well-known Vedic scholar, and Yogini Shambhavi Devi was also an author, also from several books of about the goddesses, and they traveled all the way from United States, New Mexico. Yeah. And tonight also we have the Mr. Bhutani, Ashok Bhutani, and Nirmala Bhutani, and Rita Ji. Welcome. They're from India, New Delhi. And we would like to hear a few words, of course, from our beloved guests. To please, we will start with. We would start with you first.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Well, first of all, it is our great honor to be here and to see such a beautiful and empowered center here in Bali. We had a short tour, so it is very unique in terms of all the devatas, rishis, gurus, avatars, and not just simply the murtis, the living spirit is there along with them. So you can feel that entire spiritual history of humanity moving from the ancient past to the endless future and taking us from the transient events of the day to the greater eternal reality. I have known of Anand Krishna for a very long time. I have seen his books, I have heard of his wisdom, his struggle, and the great efforts he is making. He is well known. Also his interaction with so many great teachers and gurus and thinkers, and also our friends, and how he has inspired so many people. So it's very wonderful to see this community that's grown up around his vision, his family vision, and a very broad vision of the deeper spiritual wisdom of humanity that goes across all names and forms, but also connects us to all levels of the cosmic wisdom, Shiva Shakti, Radha Krishna, even Zarathustra, even the great unknown gurus and rishis, some who have blessed this land, others whose spirit is there with all humanity. And he is continuing this work in a very crucial place, a place of powerful energies, spiritual, creative, even commercial for humanity, and at a time of transition and crisis. So he's carrying on and bringing on many of these great traditions, and in, again, an inspiring and personal way. So we trust that this work will continue and expand. It's also very good to see so much inspiration among the youth here, and the vibration of energy that you carry with your bhajans and kirtans and the bhakti that is flowing along with it. So we are very honored to be here. We came here as part of an Asian Yoga Therapist Association conference, but once this was confirmed, then of course we got in touch with Anand and had to have the visit, and he graciously brought us over to see and to share this wisdom. And very simply, all the potential of the universe is there within each one of us. And the greater problem we have as human beings is that we get attached in very local names and forms. Human life is very short. Human body is a little speck of dust. And yet we contain the whole universe within us. And so we get caught up in all the outer material attachment. Even religion we use for politics, for personal gain, for unspiritual forces. And unfortunately, often these unspiritual forces end up dominating the outer world. So we must remember that we also have the inner world of consciousness. The entire universe dwells within your own heart. So remember that inner reality, and don't just be confused by the illusions of the world that come and go like waves upon the sea. But you hold the entire ocean within you, and now you're learning to dive into that ocean. You have the guidance to take you into the ocean without losing sight of the reality. You can drown in that inner realm of bliss and ananda, no problem. Everything else will be fine. So it's a great blessing that we are all here and that you are able to share and be together and carry on these teachings for the future. So, Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. And one last thing I want to say, we also teach yoga, Ayurveda, Jyotish, all these things. Please learn these things also. They're very helpful for you, for everyone. And the whole Vedic Hindu tradition has so many vidyas, ways of knowledge, but yoga, Ayurveda, Jyotish, Vastu, all these things are connected. And it's good to have a sense of that. Veda, Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, all these things. And it's very good that you have a teacher, a guru, who is aware of all those connections and can share all these teachings with you.
Shive sarvat sadike Sharanaye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Sharanagata Dinarata Parestrana Parayane Sarvasyati Hare Devi Narayani Namostute Ma Namostute Mam Sarvaswarupe Sarveshe Sarvashakti Samvite Bhayabhyastra Hino Devi Durge Devi Namostute Ma Durge Devi Namostute Ma Durge Devi Namaste Ma Om.
Pranam. Thank you for allowing us to share your sacred space, Guruji and everyone here. And I think what is very special to notice, because I am a Devi Bhakt completely, and to notice that over here you do feel the Shakti spand, the vibration, the energy. And I think it's so important for us to bring that divine feminine spirit and energy into our lives. And I think in this day and age, it's very important to honor the divine feminine once again. And in my own personal journey, Guruji, I feel that ritualizing my life was most important.
Yes.
So the fact that we bring in the rituals into our lives is what is the key to spiritualizing at a deeper core level. Not just the outer knowledge, but to make that knowledge our wisdom, our experience. Otherwise it's borrowed knowledge. So rituals help us to connect with our core reality. And for me, Shakti is really Bhudevi, Mother Earth. So how many of us, when we wake up in the morning and we place our foot on Mother Earth, how many of us really do pranam? You know, or be in that mode of gratitude that another beautiful day, or being inspired through that Shakti vibration. So that's very important for all of us to remember and to bring as a deeper learning and a deeper teaching. And then Shakti to me is Mahaprakriti, the great nature. And we teach all over the world Shakti sadhana, and I always remind myself and everyone else that the universe is auspicious. So we need to learn to tap into that auspiciousness. And I always say that Mahaprakriti, or the great nature, is very auspicious. No matter what we human beings are doing at any given point of time, and in today's world we can be quite ungracious, quite difficult, quite mean, quite cruel. Yet Mother Nature never stops to nurture and harmonize. So there are always fruits and flowers. In fact, Guruji, I seriously joke with all our sadhaks all over the world that if one year we wake up to no fruits and flowers, I'm telling you, every politician, every spiritual leader, every sadhak, every seeker will have to sit up and rethink life.
True.
We take Shakti for, the energy and the auspiciousness for granted. And then Shakti is the light behind the cosmic heavens, the actual Shakti behind the planets, Surya, the moon, the Navagraha. So very important to translate the knowledge as wisdom into our lives. I think this was my main path as a sadhaka, and that's why even today I consider myself more a sadhaka than a teacher or anyone else. So very subtle but a very beautiful message that if you want to connect to the Shakti, you need to go to the core reality. And then that grace, that wisdom flows from the Hridaya, the heart. See, only when we bring the mind into the heart does it become wisdom, or else is borrowed knowledge. So remember that we have to bring the mind into the heart. And when we bring the mind into the heart, then that bhakti bhav, that shakti bhav, the auspiciousness of divine grace flows through us. So thank you for allowing us to share your sacred. This is Deva Bhumi. You know, very powerful, very, very powerful. All the Vigraha, the Devis here, the Devata. My favorite one was right inside. You know, can I mention her?
Sure, sure.
We went into the little
I've
room.
read your book. I've read your book where you mention about your visit to one temple in Kolkata, was it?
Yes.
Midnight. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she kind of, you know,
yeah.
reduced me to, you know, I mean, brought me down to earth. So I feel the most powerful point here, in my experience, was the Ma Kali.
Margaret.
Very powerful. मेरे तो रोंगटे खड़े हो गए थे. You know, my whole body was, you know, I get very emotional. But she's the Devi if you want transformation. You know, the instant Vidyut, lightning Shakti. And that's the key to our lives. I don't say leave the Maya, because the reason you and I are born into the Maya means we need to appreciate the Maya. We can't run away from it. So Maya, is nothing wrong with it. It's how we maneuver the Maya.
True.
That's the key. So my prayer is that this is a very beautiful space here, very empowered, and spend time in connecting to that deeper power. Because that's the key, what you can take away and then allow it to flow like a river in your lives. I think that's the beauty of Shakti Sadhana. So thank you, Pranam, and thank you, Maya, for everything.
Thank you so much. And Panditji, of course, we have been reading his books for quite a long time. Really long time. No, but when I got your book, I immediately thought, I must see her. I was wondering whether you are in America or in Delhi, because you're talking about your Delhi, yeah? And then so, yes, so both of you are here. It's a great opportunity. Now, it's a challenge for you, students. It's a challenge for you how you make Panditji and Shambhavi come to your school. How do you want to impress them? How do you want to impress them? Yeah, they start their day at 6 o'clock, Panditji, in the morning. These are the boys and girls who live in the boarding. We have got 168
168
yeah.
students.
Out of 168, 32 are in the boarding. 32 are in the boarding. So these are the students who are in the boarding, and they start their day. Actually, it's a Gurukul, not a boarding.
I heard that you teach yoga and other things. What pops in my mind is what makes the yogas and teaching interest you so much that you want to share this all over the world?
Well, essentially, you know, the teachings are the most profound. The great gurus we've had in this tradition, even in modern times. For example, when I was in my youth, I studied different philosophies, teachers, religions, but only in the Yoga Hindu tradition do you find figures like Ramana Maharshi, Sri Aurobindo, Anandamoy Ma, or even Yogananda's whole lineage, or Ramakrishna, Sharada Devi, Vivekananda. So that inspiration is there. and then the depths of the teachings and the practices. It's not, oh, I believe and something's going to happen to me when I die and all the rest of it. You do your pranayama, your mantra, your asana, you experience directly. You can have your own experience of higher states of consciousness. So that direct experience was also there. For example, when I learned some very Kriya Yoga and other techniques, suddenly you could go into those states of consciousness and experience those directly. So these were the main factors. And as you study the depths of the teachings, the mantras, the Sanskrit language, the philosophies, and the interrelationship of the Ayurveda for the body and mind healing, the Jyotish for the study of time and karma, the Vastu for the study of space, all these things are there. Coming to India and then seeing the temples, the ashrams, the sacred sites, meeting a lot of the gurus and teachers. I was able to meet most of the gurus that were teaching in America and even more of them teaching in India, the satsang, the Shakti community, the devatas, the murtis, the abundance. We could go on quite a bit with that, but it all kind of unfolds and it takes us beyond our limited human petty thoughts and emotions and opens us up to a cosmic vision. So when we teach the Hinduism or the Sanatana Dharma, we teach it through nature, through consciousness, through space, through eternal, infinite, breaking down these barriers. It's not simply religion, it's science, it's art, it's healing, it's the whole of life, it's everywhere in nature. Let me tell you just something very simple metaphor. Space is like a three-dimensional mirror of consciousness. It's like a mirror. And everything you see in space is a reflection of your inner being in that mirror of space. So you are present in that mirror of space. Everything you're seeing is a reflection of yourself. You are the entire universe, and yet everything that you see is just a portion or reflection of that deeper, eternal, infinite light. So be aware of that.
So by looking into ourselves is equal to looking into the universe.
It's looking into the light of the universe, the inner being of the universe, the power. What we see, it's like the ocean. There's waves at the sea, at the surface of the sea. That's the outer world. But as you dive within, so at the surface, all the waves are trembling. There's so much confusion of the waves. But as you go within, the waves are nothing but the sea, and all the movement of the waves is coming out of a deeper power of silence at the bottom of the sea.
Swami Sharanam Paramekhi